Welcome, everybody, to the Zone Podcast, Episode 3, where we debate sports. I'm your host, Monte Dixon, along with my co-host, Bannock Marati. We got a special guest, Danny Martinez. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. Thank you guys for having me.
I'm doing fantastic.
You're doing fantastic, Bannock?
Yes.
So we're all wearing
Quite
jerseys
fantastic.
today. I think I could conclude that mine is clearly the best, right?
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
You have an
Absolutely not.
Eagles jersey. You have a Giants jersey on.
Eagles Super
Okay.
Bowl next year.
I got the Patriots jersey on.
2-0, Monte. 2-0. All right.
7-9.
6. We got 6.
6
2-0.
pick
We
draft.
got 6.
6
2-0.
pick draft.
We got 6.
6-pick draft. Yeah. He makes a great point.
Yeah, he
Devontae Smith to the Eagles.
Nah.
No,
I'll keep
he's
myself.
going to the Dolphins.
Nah, he's going to the New York Football Giants.
What? No, he's not dropping that low.
I know. Don't crush my dreams, Monte.
Nah, I just crushed him. But
It's fine. We'll get Jalen Waddle.
just jump right into it. The Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards faced off this Sunday as the Wizards beat the Nets 123 to 122. KD and Kyrie had the last 2 shots, but missed
They sold.
the game-winning shots. But they had been struggling early this season. But
Yes, they're 9th in the East right now.
but again, they're not. But then again, there's another popular team that we're looking forward to succeed this season, which is the Wizards. So did this win over the Wizards mean anything? I mean, did this win over the Nets mean anything for the Wizards?
No, I don't think it did.
I'll go
Explain to me
first.
why.
Actually, no, you go, Dan. You go. Since you
I-
already said no.
I just feel like the Wizards, they're not that good of a team. Like, they have Bradley
That's a great
Beal,
point.
Westbrook, and like out of that, who else do they have? I
Who do they
bet I
have?
see them at like 7th or 8th. I don't see them making a lot of noise.
You see, but that's where I had them though, like the 7th and 8th seed.
You said they were a 4 seed, Monte.
I said they could possibly be a 4 seed if they
That's
had
so crazy.
if they played their best basketball and if they started off strong and not trying to figure out chemistry what they're doing now, I had them possibly a 4th, possibly.
I mean, it's still a pretty new
Okay.
team. They're probably still learning how to play with each other. That's probably
Yeah,
the
I
reason why. But like, I don't know, just that roster, it just doesn't sit right with me.
I understand what you mean, Bannock.
I also understand because I also thought that the pairing of Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal was just like, fuck it. It could work. They didn't really have a plan. I don't think. For me, I said it may mean something long term for the Wizards because if they start going crazy, then like we could look at this game as like this is kind of where they put it all together.
Right.
But I said that. One more thing about the Wizards. The only player in the starting 5 with a positive plus minus was Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
It's not that good, Monty. It was a +0. It was a +0. So their bench kind of carried the fuck out of them. However, I do think that this loss means more for the Nets than the win means for the Wizards
I see what you mean.
because this team should not be losing to the 1-5 Washington Wizards, who seemingly can't win a game.
They won 2 in a row before that game, though.
They did, but I don't know who they beat the first time, but it was without Russ. Not saying that means anything, but I don't know who they played, so they couldn't have been. I don't remember. But in this game, they barely even won just because they missed. Kyrie and KD missed the last 2 shots, anyways.
Mhm.
But I think it means more for the Nets because, I mean, their entire starting 5 was positive plus minus, but the entire bench was negative.
Right.
So that's clearly showing a problem for the Nets, especially since they lost Spencer Dinwiddie. That's a big one because he was like their guy. He was their 6th man.
Right.
And now you're putting all that pressure on Karis LeVert to produce like a 6th man. And if he can't do that, they have no playmakers coming off their bench. Because it's him, DeAndre
Tyler
Jordan,
Johnson.
Landry Shamet. Like that team is not good. That team does not have a good bench without Spencer Dinwiddie. And if Karis LeVert is not performing.
I see what you're saying, but I think I'm on the same boat as you, Bannock. Like, it probably means more that the Nets lost than the Wizards won. But at the same time, I think it did mean it gave the Wizards hope.
Oh yeah.
they started off
0-5.
0-5, which they're on the bottom of the East. They beat the Timberwolves and now they beat the Nets. They're on a 2-game winning streak. I think just starting to get
The Timberwolves. Okay.
They play Philly tonight.
Yeah, they play Philly tonight, which is the 1 seed in the East. That'll be a tough game for them, but it was a close game when they first matched off. I think the Sixers only won by 5, but I think this is a little bit of hope for the Wizards to get them going right now.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
I think the Rui Hachimura coming back. I think it was the game before the Timberwolves. I think he's made an impact and he's clear cut and he's clear cut the third best on the team. I don't know. I think they have talent on the team.
They do. They have a very talented team.
Thomas Bryant has been stepping up, as you said last episode.
Yes.
Remember when you
my
stated,
boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. He's not a
Former
Joel
Laker.
Embiid. He's not a Joel Embiid, but
No.
18 points. 18
But
points.
he definitely,
is good.
yes,
He's
he's definitely a
shooting 50%
consistent
from
player.
three. I think he's their most consistent player right now. Bradley Beal shooting he's shooting 45% from the field, but his 3-point is so bad right now.
Yeah, no,
And they need some help.
For a lot.
They need some help with shooting.
Now,
got
honestly,
Bradley Beal's at 29. Russ is at 23, but he's not a known shooter. Davis Bertans is at 32, which
that's
is
not terrible, but
for Davis,
it's not Davis Bertans.
he needs to be shooting high 30s, low 40s.
Yeah.
In order, I don't know. I think if they can play defense, because they are terrible on defense. They are bad.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
29th points allowed, 25th in defense efficiency, 15th in points allowed in the paint. Those numbers are just
I'm not shocked that they're bad on defense. I mean, their backcourt is Bradley Beal and Russ.
It's bad.
I mean, that's not the worst backcourt.
No, but I mean, offensively, that's high powered, but defensively,
questionable.
It's questionable, but their whole team is questionable on defense. So, but if they really want to win, they do need to fix that defense. Because
here's a question: if the Wizards are trash midseason,
right?
Does Bradley Beal or Russell Westbrook get traded?
Both of them? Nah, I don't think.
No. I mean, like one or the other.
Beal is gonna get traded.
I feel like if they're trash by midseason, Beal might request a trade, or the Wizards might say we hate Russell Westbrook and trade him. That would not surprise me if he was traded.
Bro, I mean, I don't know.
I would not be surprised if he was traded.
I don't know. Russ is a player that I don't know. I just can't hate because how much effort he gives.
Yeah,
I
know.
I understand the turnovers and he's not the greatest shooter of all time, but I mean, he's gonna go out every night and he's gonna pass the ball, which people think
of course,
but he does pass the ball. He pushes the ball down court on fast break. Him and Ish Smith, and they do that well.
But this team, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it was put together well. I feel like it was just a panic move by the Wizards.
Yeah, but I think it was a better move than John Wall because you didn't know what you're going to get out of John Wall.
No, I mean, of course, there was risk in both sides, obviously. But I think the Wizards were just like they're grasping for something before Bradley Beal actually says, "I have to leave."
I feel like if they give them one more season, they could possibly make something nice out of this team.
Maybe. But do the Wizards have that time? Because Bradley Beal's 27?
Bro, if they could trade
Russ is going to be 33.
I don't know what they could trade, but they need one more solid piece.
Trade for James Harden?
No.
Imagine.
Imagine
Imagine a 1-2-3 of Russ, James Harden, and Bradley Beal. That team is scoring like 150 a night, but giving up 155.
The defense is going to be
no defense.
But that brings us to our next point. Of course, we just covered the Wizards, but they're not the only team that played in this game. The Nets are also struggling early in the season. We saw them start off 2-0, and we thought KD and Kyrie could easily coexist based on how those first 2 games have went on. But lately, in the past 5 games, they are 1-4.
That's bad.
Yeah, they haven't been that good. So,
That's bad.
but one thing that's been a liability on their team is defense.
Defense.
But why do we think the defense is so bad?
Well, I don't know why the defense is so bad. Well, I do, but I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna throw you some statistics. All right.
Okay.
So let's see. Right. First of all, they gave up 141 to the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't win that game. That was a very close game. And then the very next game, they got blown out 114-96. And then gave up 123 points to a bad Wizards team. That's bad. That's bad. They're 17th and
they're 3-2 in the past 5 games. My bad.
Oh, that's completely different, Monte. How dare you deceive me like this?
No. 2-3.
Pick one, Monte. Come on.
I read it wrong. 2-3.
Okay, so the Nets are 17th in points allowed, so they're bottom half. They're 29th in rebounds allowed, and they're dead last in offensive rebounds allowed.
Yeah, they're bad, and you have DeAndre Jordan, and you have
Jarrett Allen.
This is an aging DeAndre Jordan, though.
Right, but
that is a good point. But he's still
rebounding.
Yeah.
That's what they brought him in for.
Also,
he's only
they're in the bottom half. They're in the bottom half of the league for defensive rebounds and steals, and they're number 15th in threes allowed. So they're not a good defense. They are I'm going to say it. They're a bad defense. They are bad on defense.
Right.
And honestly, what's their starting five? You got Kyrie, KD, Joe Harris, DeAndre Jordan, and I don't know who the other guy is, but he's not a good defender. He's not a good defender. That team, the starting five.
Timothy. Oh no.
Luwawu Cabarro.
Walu Caparo.
Yeah, no. Okay. So there you go. That team has not. The team has one good defender in the starting five. Joe Harris, he's a 3-point master.
Yep.
I'm not trusting him to lock down on defense. Kyrie played good defense 1 year with the Celtics, has not played great defense ever since.
And he got bullied last game because they kept on switching. And if you put Joe Harris on Russ, he's gonna back you down, which they
exactly.
did. And they had Rui Hachimura on. No, they had Kyrie on Hachimura down low because
that's bad.
Switches, and then he was just dominating down low.
That's terrible.
He was scoring every time. They don't have any great defenders except for they're big.
Jarrett Allen is amazing.
Yeah.
Jarrett Allen is an amazing defender, and he should be starting every game. DeAndre Jordan should never start another game for them because he just dropped 19, 18, 3 steals, 2 blocks. And he's coming off the bench. Like, come on.
Bro, he was turning the ball over awkwardly. It was
That's
bad.
fine. That can be fixed. They need defense in that starting lineup, especially in the paint, because listen, Kyrie Irving has been getting exposed so far this season defensively. We saw Trey. Trey almost dropped him.
But that's Trey, though.
It is, but
Kyrie's not known.
You can't let that happen.
Kyrie's not.
You can't let that happen. Because if that's in the playoffs, you can't let that happen. You can't get dropped off in the playoffs. That's terrible. Yeah, they just don't have a good defender in their starting five. Jarrett Allen's their best defender, and they have him coming off the bench. Oh, no, yeah, my fault. KD. They do have KD. KD's a good defender.
Yeah.
But they don't have a good defender come off the bench besides Jarrett Allen. Right. So they have one really good defender and one good defender on a whole entire roster.
And think about this. We talk about of course, we talk about the defensive struggles, but another thing is KD is out for a couple games.
Yes, he's out for at least a week.
Yeah, a week or two, something like that. It's health protocols, and let's see who they got coming up. They have Philly.
So that's probably an L for them. Unless Kyrie goes crazy.
Philly, Memphis, OKC, Denver.
Okay, so they could easily go 2-2 in that 4-game stretch.
Then New York.
New York's really good this year.
That's all within 7 days right there. From January 7th to January.
The Knicks are apparently goated this year.
Then Julius Randle has been.
Julius Randle's good. Another former Laker.
Yeah, your Lakers don't. I don't know.
We draft great players, but then we let them leave.
Yeah, right before they're about to be good too. Nah, Brennan, he could go. He could go.
We lost Thomas
And then
Bryant.
most
We lost Julius Randle, Lonzo, Josh Hart, Larry
It's okay. We
Nance.
have LeBron.
You're not a Lakers fan, Dan.
Let's go Raptors.
I hate that guy.
But yeah, we understand that the Nets are struggling. Hopefully they can pick things up while KD's gone.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our next point, the Dallas Mavericks. They had an impressive win their previous game. Luka put up a triple-double, but before that, if you put the season in a whole perspective, they have been struggling.
Yes.
But what is their reason for their slow start so far?
Defense
You can go. My fault.
Okay. There you go. I think defense is definitely one of them. And the reason that they added like a bunch of new players in the offseason, and I feel like the coach is still trying to find those roles for those players. So he's implementing new lineups, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's definitely one reason. And then Porzingis is out. So that connects to the defense and why they've been struggling. I think right now their defensive rating is like 23rd in the league.
Yeah, that's not good.
I feel like once he comes back, it should definitely help him out overall on the defense end.
I was saying the same thing.
Yeah,
pretty much that they're still without Kristaps, which is the reason why they lost that Clippers series. I thought they were going to beat them if they had Kristaps, honestly. To me, I have faith that they're going to turn things around. They still have an extremely talented team with a lot of good role players. It's just, I mean, Luka's taking a step back scoring wise. He can't really shoot the ball this year. I mean, he couldn't really. His 3-point percentage was always low, but it's real low this year.
Really bad.
Yes,
right
it's like what, like 20s?
Yeah,
right?
It's in the 20s. Yep.
Like 23 or something. That's terrible.
Yeah,
He's shooting like Russ.
bad.
That's terrible.
Hey,
awful.
now. Hey.
He went 3 for 10 against Houston.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
It's bad.
I mean, you can't be doing that.
He needs to be more aggressive.
However, their losses have come against talented teams. I know that's a terrible argument because it's still losses, but they have come against two of the best teams in the West, the Lakers and the Suns.
Yep.
Those are two of the best teams in the West. They also obliterated the Clippers that one game.
They lost to the Hornets.
They did lose to the Hornets. That is a bad loss. They also beat the Heat, though. NBA Finals.
I swear the Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler that game.
Probably not. But listen, who cares about context, Monte? All right. I think that they just need to get Kristaps back, and they need to get the chemistry up because they did lose Seth Curry for Josh Richardson in that trade.
Yeah, Seth Curry was important coming off the bench.
I think Josh Richardson just needs to find his footing on the team and fit into the team because they do have a lot of good role players. Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Richardson. They have, I'm pretty sure Dwight Powell's still on that team. That Maxi Kleber. They have a very good team with a lot of good role players. They just need their star back.
Yeah, don't forget Bogdan. Don't forget him.
7 foot.
He's on that team?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I did not know that.
Disrespect, Bennett.
I'm sorry. He is very good. But yeah, they just need to get the role players back. Not the role players. Their star.
They need
Kristaps
back. But
that 1-2 punch of Kristaps and Luka is insane.
Yeah, it's great. But I agree with you guys. Defense is a problem for them. But if you look at some numbers, they're 21st in points per game, which is not great offensively. They are 23rd in rebounds per game, which is not good. You want to control the boards in order to win the game. They are 30th in assists per game. So that gives you indication they're playing iso ball with Luka a lot.
Yes. And I don't blame them, honestly, because, I mean, what else do they have
Tim Hardaway.
now? They do have Tim Hardaway, but he's been struggling. He's only averaging, I think his PR is only 10. And he's averaging 12 points per game.
And then they're tied 6th in points allowed, which is not bad.
I think all their problems will be fixed once Kristaps comes back because that opens up the offense way more because he can literally do anything offensively.
I don't know. I think that
he can shoot the mid range. He can pick and roll. He can pick and fade. He can literally do anything you need. And defensively, I mean, he's insane. He's 7'3". He can block any shot. He's a great post defender. He's not too bad on the perimeter. I mean, he's so underrated. Honestly, it's because he keeps getting injured.
Yeah, that is.
But he's so good when he's healthy.
I don't know. I think that loss of Seth Curry was huge. I mean, it
It
doesn't seem like it because he was maybe I think he was like 13 points, something like that. It wasn't crazy.
I mean,
but like his
yeah.
presence on the team, it was huge. And
because it's like, I mean, last year I'm pretty sure for a week or two he had the highest 3-point percentage ever in NBA history,
and he was a streaky shooter. When he got hot, he got hot.
I mean, he's Steph. He's literally Steph. Sometimes
his last name is Curry.
Sometimes.
So yeah, no. When he's hot, he's Steph. I mean, both of them can't miss. But that was a huge loss because it's like losing a player like JJ Redick. You know, I mean, that's a huge loss.
That is,
and a huge gain for Philly because that's exactly what they needed. They needed shooters.
Right. But you know, I guess you know, the Mavs got a lot to work on, but you know, everybody basically has to step up their game on the Mavs. Luka.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because he's not putting up 29 this year. It's only like 24, 25.
Yeah.
And with lower assists and lower rebounds and a lower shooting percentage. So he, you know, that team has
definitely taking a step back.
I definitely think that team is definitely a playoff team, but you know, they got some things to work on. But
it's hard for him too, I think, because they're probably keying in on him every game.
Yeah, I mean,
because I mean, like who else is creating on that offense besides Tim Hardaway Jr.?
Right.
Nobody.
I mean, people have adapted to him. He's been in the league 2 years now, so they kind of, you know, strategize more towards him for the past 2 years. But
come playoff time, they're gonna make a lot of noise. I
think so, definitely.
Yeah, it depends who they play.
Especially if Kristaps comes back. I mean, if they play anybody besides obviously the future NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers, I think they would do great.
You mean the New Orleans Pelicans?
No, I definitely do not mean the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, no, that's what you meant. It's just okay. Just say it.
No, that's not what I meant at all. Not even close.
But that moves us on to the NFL. Of course, it's a big week.
Huge week.
NFL Wildcard. We got some great games this weekend. I mean, great games. Yo, I'm so excited.
Quick question first before we get into it.
Yeah,
do you guys like NBA playoffs better or NFL playoffs?
NFL playoffs.
Guaranteed.
I'm gonna say I like the NBA playoffs a lot.
Bro, with the NBA playoffs, there's you have to win 4 games. You can miss
NFL.
games.
You lose one game, you out. That's it.
That's what makes it so much harder, though. You have to win 4 games against the same team. But also, I like the NBA playoffs better when it's conference championship and up, because those conference championship games and the NBA finals, just the atmosphere is crazy. And if it's a game 7, game 7s are the best games in any sport. NBA game 7s are easily the best games in any sport in the playoffs. And I mean, unless you're comparing it to the Super Bowl.
I wish there was.
That's not fair.
In the NFL.
Bro, that'd be fire. That'd be so fire.
Yo,
but game 7,
they'll be going so slow.
They would. They'd be gassed. Those games would be like 3-0.
Best out of 3 would be fire, though.
Best out of 3 would be fire.
That's a lot of body, though. That
is a lot. That is so much.
Oh man.
But that means that, like, to be a playoff team, that would actually be fire, because to be a playoff team, you would also have to have the depth. You can't just have a great, 3-4 players on your team if you're an NFL team. You need like extreme depth.
A lot of people get injured though, so I mean.
Yeah. You need all 53 players on your roster to count. But yeah, I love game 7s.
Yeah.
Even in the first round. Even the first round game 7s are amazing.
I agree, but I think it's just the fact that there's only one game in the NFL.
Yeah, no. I love NFL playoffs too. They're both amazing.
And I think I like watching football more than basketball anyway. So
yeah.
I agree with Monte on that.
I like watching basketball more. That's just me though.
But yeah, so the first game we're gonna get into, the team led by Mr. Drew Brees, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Easily top 5.
One of them.
Yes.
I don't know about that, but he's one of them.
I think he's top 5. You can't say he's one of the greatest ever and say he's not top 5.
But what you mean? He's one of them.
Okay.
He's definitely top 3.
No, I don't think he's top 3. I think he's
Like,
definitely top 5. I think he's number 5.
Number 5.
Let's not
Are
get
you
into
talking
this
about,
yet.
Let's not get into that.
Not this again. Bro, because
One
one time we somehow ended up from talking to Daniel Jones to going into the top 10 quarterbacks of all time. That was top 5.
What?
One of the greatest
insane.
quarterbacks in Drew Brees
Yes.
faces off against Mitchell Trubisky.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Money Mitch.
I should have just said he's going against Khalil Mack because he's the best player on the team.
No.
Oh, he is.
Easily. I think this is pretty obvious. I think the Saints walk out of here with an easy victory. My score projection is a solid 28-13 victory for the Saints.
What?
Yes. Easily.
What? Nah.
The only reason is because the Bears have Mitchell Trubisky. I don't care how good he's been doing.
Panic, he's been playing
losing.
phenomenal.
Monte, I don't care. It's Mitchell Trubisky. Unless he comes out there and goes crazy, they have no chance to win this game.
I definitely feel that this game is going to be much closer than what you're anticipating right now. If the Bears can get that offense and that running game going.
But see, we've been saying that for 4 years, Danny. If the Bears can get the offense, and they have not.
I'm not saying that the Bears are going to win, but I feel like it's definitely going to be closer than what you're anticipating, though.
Yeah.
I'm confident in a 28-13 victory.
David Montgomery has been putting up some good numbers the last few weeks.
And here's honestly, their last matchup was 26-23. The Saints won. But Nick Foles didn't play that great of a game. David Montgomery had 90 yards, but no touchdowns. I feel like they could do better with Mitchell. I mean, Nick Foles has put up 270, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, but got sacked 5 times.
I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky at all. I have no faith in him to be a playoff winning quarterback. No,
I don't think we could trust the Bears' offense at all, though.
No. I don't think but we can put a little bit of faith in them along with that great Bears defense.
Listen, the defense. If it is a close game, it's going to be because of the defense.
Who can get to the quarterback? Drew Brees has been sitting in that damn pocket all season comfortable.
He's just been chilling. He's really just been chilling.
Sitting in that pocket all season comfortable.
I wouldn't say
is Michael Thomas available for this game?
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, it's over. Never mind, it's over. They have no chance. They have no chance. Who's stopping Michael Thomas on that team?
Bro, Drew Brees has not played with Michael Thomas since. Hold up.
That's fine, Monte. They have the connection.
He's only played with him like 2 games because
they have the connection.
He's playing with Taysom
Thomas hasn't played that good though. He has not been playing that good.
They have that connection.
He played okay with Taysom, but I mean, Taysom
not the best.
So.
They have the connection, Monte. They're each other's bread and butter.
Year.
They are each other's bread and butter. There's no way that they
Alvin
lose.
Kamara is going to be ready too.
Alvin Kamara is going to go crazy.
Yo, Alvin Kamara is so lucky this game.
Yo, he scored 6 touchdowns in that one game. That shit was crazy. That shit was insane.
Being played on Sunday because if it was Saturday,
he
wouldn't have been able to play because Devin White can't play in that Washington game because it's a day right before he's able to play.
Why?
Because of COVID.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Wild.
COVID sucks. We hate COVID. All my homies hate COVID.
COVID K.
I'm
going to go ahead and say the Saints are going to win this matchup, but I give it by a field goal. It's going to come down the wire.
It's going to be
down to the wire.
Yes.
Yo, if this Saints team comes down to the wire against the Bears, I'm losing all faith in them.
See, I don't know what I'm going to get out of the Saints in the playoffs. This is like this every year.
This is Drew Brees possibly
every single year.
No, but it's the Vikings. Their kryptonite is the Vikings. They're not in the playoffs this year. They have the chance.
It goes like this every year. Oh, the Saints are one of the Super Bowl favorites. And then we get to the playoffs. They lose first or second round because they don't play like the Saints.
Yeah, but that was the Vikings.
It's been like this every year. That's why Drew Brees
to the Vikings.
That's why Drew Brees does not have another ring.
He should though, because they got screwed out of that they got screwed in the NFC Championship.
That's their fault.
That's their fault? Don't get me tight, Monte. Don't get me tight.
There's other plays in the game.
Don't get me tight. But yeah, no, I think they easily walk away with this game.
All right, so what's your scores?
Oh, 28-13.
28-13?
Mm-hmm.
24-21.
No way. No, I'll be
Yes.
so mad. I'll be so disappointed.
I'm gonna go. I know what I said. That it's gonna be. I'm gonna say 27-20 Saints.
Okay.
I do think that the Bears could beat them. Possibly.
Unless Mr. Trubisky is Tom Brady in his prime, they're not beating that team.
We saw some bad games by Drew Brees in the playoffs.
We have. But listen, I always have faith in the Saints.
That defense is pretty good.
I always have faith in the
They could
Saints.
get to the quarterback if they can sack Drew 6 times.
Oh,
7
yeah.
times.
Like I said, if the Bears do win this game, it's because of the defense.
Or Mr. Trubisky goes off.
No, there's no way it happens. He's probably gonna throw for like he's probably gonna throw for like 270, and
Okay.
I'll say a touchdown.
One touchdown?
Maybe two.
One touchdown.
Maybe two. Well, my prediction was 28-13. My prediction was 28-13. How is he supposed to throw for 2 touchdowns?
Bro, Mitchell's been playing great, bro.
That's okay, but this is the playoffs.
I know
It's completely different.
I know you have this thing in your head, this picture of your head of Mitchell and what he did
But
like years
But
ago.
has he ever played in a big
player.
game? Has he ever played in a big game?
Yeah, he just did.
When? He played one playoff game and they lost. Even though it wasn't really his fault.
Actually.
It wasn't really his fault because they missed the field goal, but that was the only big game. He never played in a big game in college. I mean, like, come on. I don't believe in Mitch. Even though I did call him Money Mitch, I don't believe in him. I would not bet money on Money Mitch.
I don't have my faith. I don't have my faith on Mitchell to go crazy. No. But I feel like if he doesn't turn over the ball and that defense plays out of their mind, they can win this game.
I mean, if the way that the Bears go into it is let's control the clock, let's run the ball, and let's have Mitch be a game manager and just hope he doesn't turn over the ball, I guess it'll be close, but I don't think they're going to win. Unless that happens, unless they execute that offensive game plan to perfection and the defense goes crazy. They need a miracle to win this game.
I don't think they need a miracle. I think
I do.
It's very possible for it to happen.
It's obtainable. I think it's obtainable. That's all I think. I think they can win the game.
Get Allen Robinson in that game.
I think I'm just biased because I'm upset that Mr. Trubisky got picked before Deshaun Watson.
Ball, and they need to move the chains.
I'm just biased because I hate Mr. Trubisky because he was picked ahead of Deshaun Watson, which is ridiculous.
And Patrick Mahomes.
Whatever. And Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, but who knew Patrick Mahomes was going to be Patrick Mahomes?
Nobody. But I mean, everybody knew Deshaun Watson was going to be Deshaun Watson. And they picked him 2 overall. Oh my God. What an awful draft pick. What an awful draft pick.
But this moves us on to a division game, a division rivalry between the Seahawks and the Rams. This is a very interesting game.
Yes.
Because although the Rams do not have Jared Goff, the quarterback that they had in last week, he played pretty damn good. So who do we have here? And the Seahawks have been terrible in the past five games.
They have.
Well, they did just beat the Rams week 16, 20-9. They've actually won 4 in a row. But again, one of them was the Jets, so it doesn't really matter. They haven't played great teams. They have been struggling against these teams with negative records. Besides the Jets, obviously, they smoked the fuck out of them, and they just lost, to the football giants, best team in the NFL. But I have the Seahawks in a much closer game than what was before. I have Seahawks 20-19, 20-19, and mostly because I have 2 reasons. So 20-19 is a very specific score, obviously, but I'm trying to say that it's going to be a real close game. Russell Wilson has been he dropped off a fucking cliff. Off a cliff.
Crazy.
Way off a cliff. Also, the Rams have been the Seahawks kryptonite for like the past 6 years. They just seem to always beat them at least one time in the regular season. And that defense that the Rams have is amazing. I mean, they have one of the most talented defenses in the league.
Right.
I agree.
Even like their role players, Taylor Rapp isn't bad. I mean, he's okay at free safety. He's all right now. They have obviously Aaron Donald, who's the best defensive player in the NFL by far. Yes. They have the best corner in the NFL.
Whoa.
Easily. Did you not see that? Did you not see those stats where he locked up like every star receiver that he played against. He'll D-hop to like 2 catches for like 15 yards. That is insane. That's D-hop. He's the best corner in the NFL.
He has been playing great.
Um,
Xavier Howard, 10 picks.
yes, that is very good. He has very good ball skills, but that doesn't really make him the best corner, I don't think.
I don't know, but picks, that boosts.
But and also Seattle, but for Seattle, I trust Russ. I have so much faith in Russ as a quarterback in the big moment.
Okay.
And they just beat the Rams 20-9. So I have faith in that team. I have faith in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is so underrated. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL. He's so consistent. He's a great route runner, great hands. I mean, he's amazing. So they have 2 of the best wide receivers in the NFL this year. They have a good running game, I'm pretty sure. Their offensive line is so they might struggle against Aaron Donald, but I have faith in them. So I think it's going to be a real close game. My prediction is 2019, with maybe even the Seahawks hitting a walk-off field goal. That'd be crazy. But who knows?
He's gonna break that field goal.
He might break that field goal.
I think. See, this is a tough one because the way that Russell's been playing the past 4 games, I don't know if I don't know if he's. I don't know. I don't know if I have confidence in him to go crazy.
That's understandable.
Which I think they need. I think they need him to throw 3-4 touchdowns to win this game because I don't know. I don't know if they like running the ball anymore. I don't know since Marshawn left, they like running the ball, but they do not give Chris Carson the ball at all.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't understand it.
Because he's one of the best. He's a very underrated running back.
Yeah.
They don't give him touches.
But
Russ last game 180.
Here's the thing for the Rams.
120, then 200 yards. That's not going to get it done.
Here's the thing for the Rams. They're going to have to make some kind of decision on who to put Jalen Ramsey on. Do you put him on DK or do you put him on Tyler Lockett? Because they don't have a great second corner. I mean, they have their corners are Troy Hill, Darius Williams, David Long Jr. Who are you putting on who? Are you putting Jalen Ramsey on DK to take away the deep threat?
Yeah, I'm taking away DK because he's more explosive. He can personally, I think 200.
Personally, I think you put Jalen Ramsey on Tyler Lockett because I think Tyler Lockett's the best receiver on the team, in my opinion.
But he hasn't had a better season.
No, but that's fine.
Better season.
But Tyler Lockett is more skilled than DK right now. He's a better route runner. He has better hands. So I think you put Jalen Ramsey on the better receiver to clamp down any route running ability that he has, and then you probably just double DK Metcalf for the top of the safety. Probably every play. Because honestly, I'm not worried about DK. Like we talked about this last episode, I think. I'm not worried about DK running slants and drags on me. I'm worried about DK running down the fucking field and mossing me. That's what I'm worried about. So honestly, I think you put Jalen Ramsey. You just press Jalen Ramsey on Tyler Lockett every play, make his life impossible, and just double DK over the top.
I feel like if you do that, then I don't know. I feel like DK is gonna go off.
I don't. If you double him, you think he's gonna go off? If you double him every play,
I think if you don't put Jalen Ramsey on him, he's gonna.
Then Tyler Lockett's gonna have himself a game because Troy Hill is not clamping him down.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other, and I think you have to put him on Tyler Lockett and just hope that DK can't moss you on a double team. Like,
I don't see, but I understand you think DK is just a straight go ahead deep.
He is,
but that's not all he can do, Bennett.
That's not all he can do. That's what he's best at.
Yeah, I understand it, but he catches intermediate routes. He catches slants and takes them to the bingo. He
does, but his hands are bad. He's not reliable.
He catches stay routes and takes it to the bingo.
Let me look at his. Hold on.
I mean, I understand. You can have John Johnson over top to help with the deep ball, but to not have Jalen Ramsey on one of the best receivers in the league, I think you don't even have him in your top 10, which is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't understand how you don't. I don't know 10 receivers better than him.
I told you why, because he's not a great route runner. I mean, look, his catch percentage this year is 64%. That's awful. That's bad. Like, that's bad.
But that percentage, Bannock, is not all just straight drops. Some of those percentages were to him, but it could have been a bad ball.
Let's see the drops. You guys can talk. Hold on. Let me figure this out real quick.
No, I already have my prediction. I think actually I don't have my prediction. I don't know. John Wolford, he had a good game.
The thing is about the Rams is like this offense is really inconsistent.
Yeah.
It is.
So like,
but that was with Jared Goff, and he's probably not gonna play this week.
yeah, but like who's their quarterback this week?
John Wolford. He played
John Woodford.
My guy, John Wolford, my guy.
I'm not too sold on that. Like he played against another backup against the Cardinals, didn't he? I don't.
He did, but I mean, the Cardinals have a great defense.
They
Well,
do have a good defense.
Not the best, but they're a really good defense.
They lost to the Jets too. Like 1 week,
They did lose the Jets.
Jared Goff wasn't chill. Jared Goff
the
was
Rams. It's the Rams. I'm talking about the Rams as a team. They lost to the Jets. If we're gonna talk like they're the best team defensively, they couldn't knock down the Jets. I mean, I'm not talking about the defense right now. I'm talking more about the offense. 1 week they look like they're a top 5 NFL team, and then the next week they're losing to the Jets.
I understand.
I really don't see the Rams pulling this off. I don't even think it's gonna be a close game. I think the Seahawks are gonna wash the floor with them.
You think so?
Because
yes.
Division games are always close between two great teams.
I mean,
I really think it could go either way.
It depends on the offense.
Because the Seahawks defense, it's gotten better, but it's still not.
It's not what it was before.
Not where it needs to be.
I mean, hold on, wait. Sorry. I keep bringing it back to DK Metcalf, but here's some quick little stats,
DK,
right?
huh?
I hate DK. No, I like DK, but he's overrated, right? He's 65th in the league for catch percentage, and he's number 7 in drops. That cannot be a top 10 wide receiver if he's top 10 in drops and bottom 60 in catch percentage. That's
this is
bad.
only the second season, though.
It is, but it is. And I love DK Metcalf. He could easily be in my top 15. He could easily be number 15. Or even he could be anywhere between 11 and 15. But he is not a top 10 wide receiver.
I agree with you. I feel like give him one more year, and he's gonna be the next
one more. If he can get his hands right, his route tree up, he's going to be the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Percentage right now.
What happened?
What's his catch percentage right now?
His catch percentage right now?
Yeah,
64.3%.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what Randy's was? You know what his throughout his whole career was?
But that's Randy Moss.
No. You want to talk about catch percentage, and I'm giving you catch percentage. You know his catch percentage average was throughout his whole career.
What is it?
It was 56%.
Can you show me his drops?
I don't have it right in front of me, Benny, but that's his catch percentage. You brought
Listen,
a catch percentage, I brought a catch percentage.
The reason I brought up catch percentage is because of the fact that he drops a lot of passes.
That great year where he put up 23 touchdowns with Mr. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. 61% completion catch percentage.
Yes, and listen,
you
could easily
That makes him not a top 10 receiver?
But listen, that plus the drops, plus his limited route running is why he's not a top 10 wide receiver.
But
Randy Moss
was a deep threat, just like DK.
Right, but he was still a good route runner.
No.
Randy Moss had 26 drops, by the way, in his whole career.
In his whole career, and DK Metcalf just had 8 in one season. So he's on pace to pass him in 2.5 years.
Not known for being a great route runner.
And he had 7. No, he's not known for being. I never said he was a great route runner.
He's known for the corner's 10 yards back, but
I never said he was a great route runner. But he's a better route runner than DK Metcalf, easily. Sure, DK Metcalf is not a good route runner.
I don't
think he's not, and he drops the ball. I mean, he had 7 drops last year. He had 8 drops this year. That's bad. That's 15 drops in 2 years.
I understand he doesn't have the greatest hands in the world.
No, he has bad hands, Monte. He's bad hands.
Sure, bad hands, mad hands, clad hands.
And look, right? And look at this. Even look at this, right? target separation, so his separation between him and the cornerback, number 73. So he's not getting much separation on his routes. I mean, he's so overrated. He's so overrated.
Bro, that's because he's only running a couple routes.
Exactly, because he can only run a couple routes.
He's running a select few of routes. He's running a select routes, and he has what's his stats?
If my wide receiver can only run a select few routes,
what's his stats?
Monte, any top 10. If you're a top 10 receiver, you have to be able to do anything.
Bannock,
if you do anything.
If you know I'm doing an overall, a post, or a go, and I have what's his stats looking like?
1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns.
If you know what I'm doing,
Monte.
If you know the same 3 routes I always run, and you cannot stop it, I'm a top 10 receiver.
Monte.
I'm a top 10 receiver.
He is a top 2 deep threat in the NFL right now.
I'm a top 10 receiver. He's not the most complete receiver. I'll give you that. He's not top 10 complete.
He's not even
receiver.
close to being complete.
Right, but that doesn't make him not a top 10 receiver.
Yes, it does. Because every top 10 wide receiver is a complete wide receiver. They can do anything. They can run any route. They have whenever they need to. Listen, give him 1 or 2 more years. He's going to be the best wide receiver in the NFL.
All right, next episode we're going to talk about our top 10 receivers. How about that?
Okay.
Because I don't know which 10 receivers you have in front of him, but you're insane, man.
And listen, if you're going based off of stats this year, definitely. But if you're going based off wide receiver profiles, no. I'll gladly put him top 5 this year in terms of stats. He's been a great receiver this year. But in terms of overall wide receiver build, he has not played great.
He is the best receiver on a quarterback who was an MVP candidate this year. One of them. He was top 5.
He has the best stats. Yes. That doesn't mean he's the best.
He was the best receiver for the quarterback who was in top 5 MVP race.
Yes, he has great stats. He has great stats, Monte. He's great stats. He's amazing
That's
stats.
how I look at it.
I can't just look at stats, though. I can't just look at stats.
All right, well, not bad then. But for this game, I have I'm gonna take the Seahawks because it's hard to bet against Russell, but I feel like the Rams could beat them, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I'm gonna take the Seahawks.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks 26-23.
Okay.
It's gonna be a close game because of that.
Danny, what's your score?
We'll go 28-10 Seahawks.
Whoa!
I understand.
I'm solid.
I think it would be crazy, but I understand.
That offense just does not.
I understand the lack of faith in the Rams.
Okay. Well, that moves us to our next game. Got a couple more games to go through, but our next game, Buccaneers and the Washington football team play this Saturday. Who's gonna win?
The Buccaneers. This is a no-brainer. Chris Godwin. Yes. Hear me out. Chris Godwin.
Of course, I think the Buccaneers gonna win. Of course, who doesn't?
Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown are coming off one of their greatest games this season. That connection is looking really scary, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
All right. You sure? Yeah.
If you want to finish, go ahead and finish.
All right. So that connection is looking really scary. That offense as well. That's my infuser, by the way. I am not smoking. The Bucs offense is really good. I like the Washington. I like the football team, but I feel like they're too young and they don't really have that playoff experience. And they're going up against one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
That's understandable.
I really don't see the Washington football team pulling this victory off. I feel like they're going to mop.
I thought he was going to say it.
I'm pretty sure they're going to mop the floor with them. I'm going to go 34-3.
Whoa. 34-3. What a score.
Whoa, that is disrespectful.
Brady's going to go off. Brady's going to go off.
All right.
I'm very excited for this game because I have the Washington football team
Yeah,
pulling off an insane victory. And here's why. Here's why. Because we talked about this before, okay? We talked about this before. Literally, the only reason I have written down in my notes why they're going to win is because I believe in them. I believe in the football team. They should not be here. They really should not be here at all. They're the Cinderella story.
Yeah, but there's something about the
in football
NFL
team.
playoffs where a division leader has to make the playoffs.
Look, like Chase Young said, he wants Tom Brady. And he's going to get Tom Brady. He's going to get Tom Brady.
And then
right, but this is Chase Young.
Please, Tom.
This is Chase Young. Chase Young, that D-line, in all seriousness, that D-line, they have a top 3 D-line in the NFL easily.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Their pass rush is insane. They're great at stopping the run. That defense is very, very good.
But Tom's offensive line is pretty good too.
The way to stop Tom Brady is to get him under pressure. He has never been a great under pressure quarterback, especially right up the middle.
No, he was.
But that's why the Jets, when he was still on the Patriots maybe a couple of years ago, when they had that crazy D-line, and their D tackles would just consistently get pressure up the middle, that's why those games were always really close.
I feel you.
Because they would just hit Tom Brady, they would beat the shit out of him. And I think that's what the football team is going to do. I think that offense with Alex Smith is very, very good. Like Bruce Arians said, they're not playing a 7-9 team. They're playing a 4-1, actually 5-1 team, because the football team is 5-1 with Alex Smith as quarterback. That team, Alex Smith is very good. He's one of the best, and game manager gets thrown around as a bad term, but he's one of the best game managing quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah,
he does not turn the ball over. He makes the right play at the right time. He has a great weapon in Terry McLaurin. They have a good running back in Antonio Gibson, even though the Bucs are very good at stopping the run.
Yeah, they're not running.
It's not going to be 34-3. They have a very, very good chance. I think they have a good chance of beating this team if everything falls into place perfectly, which is again a big if. But if that defense plays great, if Alex Smith does what Alex Smith does, they're going to win this game. My projection again is going to be another really close one. It's going to be a walk-off. I got 2017 football team.
You are insane.
Wow.
Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. I trust the football team.
So Ben, of course I'm gonna take Tom Brady.
I know. I understand that I'm outmatched you.
Here's the thing. All right. Can you name their defensive backs?
Can I name their defensive backs?
Yeah, can you name the Washington football team defensive backs?
I can. Oh my god, I know his name. Monte, I know his name. Oh,
his name?
I can't.
What?
I know his name. Yes, I know one of them.
Just one?
I know one of them.
What?
Why you gotta look it up?
I don't know off the top of my head.
See,
so
everybody looking at this is what I'm talking about. Tom Brady
you make a good
has
point. My brain
great
is
weapons that everybody knows going against no-name corners.
Oh, wait, yes, I can. Landon Collins.
Landon Collins hasn't been good since the Giants.
You make a great point, but you asked me to name one, not a good one. I did name one.
Landon Collins, okay. So
Ronald Derby.
Here's the thing. I totally agree with you that the Washington football team, they have a top 3 D-line. Guaranteed. Easily. But
Landon Collins is in the IR. But they do have Kendall Fuller. Kendall Fuller is a really good corner.
Oh, sure. Okay. You didn't know that, though, until you just looked.
You're right.
Here's my point. All right, so with Mike Evans possibly being out, maybe, they have 3 receivers. They have Gronk, they have Chris Godwin, and they have Antonio Brown. Right?
I thought you were going to say Scotty Miller.
No. Those are the 3 main receivers. I don't know. I feel like when Mike Evans got hurt, I think it was easy for him to move the ball around because he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to think in his head, "Oh, I got 4 amazing receivers." That's a lot. That's a lot, Benny. That's a lot. 4 receivers.
I mean, you're saying that like that's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing, but I think it's harder to. It's not harder to work with in the sense that like he does worse, but I think it's easier to work with just 3 because you don't. I
understand what you're saying.
You don't have to. This guy has none. I'm. I got to get him involved. Now you only have 3, which you could work with. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line, I think it's good. I don't think it's amazing.
It's all right.
I don't think it's amazing.
It's
like
all right.
I don't think it's amazing like the Packers defense. They got Ali Marpet, one of the best guards in the game.
Mhm.
They
have a rookie, right?
They have Tristan
Kendrick
Wirfs,
Willis,
right?
Oh, Tristan Wirfs. Yes,
Tristan Wirfs, right?
he's very good.
He's been playing phenomenal. One of the
But he has to block Chase Young, Monte.
I understand that, but he's been blocking Cameron Jordan all season.
Yeah, but Chase Young's a different beast.
He's been blocking.
Bless you. Or cough. I don't know what that was.
Tom has faced great defensive lines before.
They have.
I think he's gonna know what to do. He understands that he has to get the ball out of his hands quick, which I think they will be able to do. And Washington football team's offense is not explosive at all whatsoever.
No.
So they're not gonna put points up. Especially with Todd Bowles, then he's gonna light Alex Smith ass up so bad. It's gonna be bad.
That is not bad.
Did you hear what Ron Rivera said?
No.
He may alternate 2 quarterbacks in the game.
Well, no, that's a terrible decision. If they do that, they're gonna lose.
You know why? Because Alex Smith, he's leg
questionable.
He's questionable because of his
so
leg.
So is Antonio Gibson and Terry McLaurin.
He's gonna Bannock. He's sending the blitz every damn play.
But look, if Alex Smith is playing, you cannot blitz Alex Smith every play because he's going to make the right play at the right time.
But he's checked down Alex Smith.
That's fine. If you're sending 6 or 7 every play, something's going to be open, and that's going to be the check down.
I believe he's a good game manager, but he's not explosive. He's going to be in a lot of third down situations, and I think
it's going to be a very low scoring game because this D-line.
I think Tampa's on a crazy roll right now. Tom has been either first or second in the past 4 games in every category: QBR, QB rating, touchdowns, yards, and every completion percentage. He's been in every category. He's been top in the past games. So I think that motivation, not that motivation. I mean, I think that confidence that's been instilled in him in the past 4 or 5 games, I think that's going to continue throughout the playoffs. Just like with Josh Allen, I think it's going to be the same thing. I think it's going to transition to the playoffs against the Washington football team, which is probably the worst and best situation for Tampa because that defense is
amazing.
Yeah, that defense is amazing, but they don't have to worry about going against an explosive offense.
Mm-hmm.
In that the offense, I feel is going to put up a lot of points.
So what's
just because 30-13.
I have faith in my football team.
I don't have faith in the football team
because that the D line is crazy.
If Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown both would go for 130 again, it might be 40-13.
No, you make a fantastic point, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Who's guarding Gronk?
The D-line. D-line's going to get pressure so fast.
Nobody.
Who's guarding Gronk?
Nobody at all.
Who's guarding Gronk, baby?
It's Gronk now. It's Gronk now. It's not Pages Gronk. It's WWE Gronk.
WWE Gronk is not that bad.
It's still one of the better tight end in the league, Gronk. He's not
a
top,
lot of good tight ends.
He's not top 3, top 4, top 5, but he's top 10. He's top 10 in the league.
All right. He's probably number 9, number 10.
Yeah, around there. I mean, he has 7 or 8 touchdowns on the season,
600 yards. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? He's up there. He's in top 5 for touchdowns as for a tight end, but I mean, he has other weapons around him, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he don't get the queso as much. You know what I mean? So but I mean that moves us to our next game. You know, we spend a lot of time on that. I think Bannock, you're gonna be wrong. You're gonna be very wrong. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, we move on to one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL. That as I was just talking.
Oh, it's what?
Yo. Yeah? That's how you taking it? Yeah.
I don't see what that has to do with the game.
Yeah. But you know, one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Should be more MVP talks than what he
he absolutely should be top
going against Philip Rivers.
I think this one is probably the one of the easiest to decide.
Really?
I think those are smacking the Colts around.
Really?
Smacking.
Mm-hmm.
Smacking them.
Yeah.
What they just did to the Dolphins, I mean, they obliterated that team.
He did.
And listen, we spent all that time debating with the Dolphins what the Dolphins were going to do in the playoffs.
Yeah,
where
bro,
start to, just for them to miss the playoffs.
That's crazy that they let them do 56 points. Bro, they were number 2 defense in the league.
Yes. And the Colts do not have the number 2 defense in the league. Nope. I think the Bills are smoking them. My score, and listen, this is going to sound crazy. My score, 41-24.
Smoking.
Bills are going crazy. Bills are going crazy. 41-24. A blowout. I think we're going to get 41-24.
I don't think they're going to be able to score that much.
Who?
The Bills, because as you know, the Colts offensive line is great.
No, yeah, they do have a very good offensive
great offensive line.
They also do have a very good line.
Although I think the Bills will win the game, I think they won't be able to score 41 because Jonathan Taylor's going to control the clock a little bit.
Okay, that's understandable.
They're not going to win this game by any means. It may be 28-14 or 31-14 around there, or I give them 17. I think they'll score twice in a field goal. I
feel like it might be a closer game though.
Really?
I can't see that because Philip Rivers, as I stated, like when I introduced him, Philip Rivers. Like,
they don't really have any crazy weapons.
He could be top 10 in every category. He's not.
They have Hilton, Jonathan Taylor.
The Bills right now are favorited by 6.5 points. That's the spread currently, and I think that's a generous.
That's considered a lot when you do prediction.
Yeah, I think that's a generous 6.5. They're probably only doing it because it's an NFL game. We don't really get blowouts in the playoffs.
They don't do 10 points and shit like that.
No, they don't. But I think this is easily a 10-point win for Buffalo, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Danny? I'm sorry we interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I apologize since you think the Colts are going to win.
I did not say that. I just think that the game is going to be way closer than what you guys are like anticipating it to be.
That's understandable because we've said that it's going to be a blowout. I understand.
I feel like the Colts are a really good team. The defense is really good.
They do have a good defense.
That's about it. And they have Jonathan Taylor. And I feel like the last 3 or 4 weeks he's been going off like a few hundred yards. And I think he's number 3 in rushing yards now.
Yeah, he is.
But other than that, I really don't see the Colts scoring a lot, but I don't feel like it's going to be the blowout that you guys are like making it. I feel like it's going to be like a defensive matchup because I feel like the Bills defense is really good and the Colts defense is really good. So they
have very good linebackers. They have one of the most talented linebacking corps in the NFL.
I agree.
And their D line isn't too bad either.
So with that said, I go with the game. It's just going to go low scoring, 14-10, Buffalo.
Okay.
Diggs and Allen have a nice connection. Not only that, they're adding a lot of more weapons like Kenny Stills. I feel like that's a good move for playoff runs. That's about it. Like I think the Bills are really good.
They got so lucky that the Dolphins just didn't pull out one game.
Just one. All they needed was a 1 win.
Like I would rather see the Dolphins and the Colts. They would have played each other. It would have been the Bills and Dolphins again, but I would have preferred that over the Bills and Colts. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, the only reason I have the Bills, I think people are sleeping on the Bills so hard. That offense, not that they added Kenny Stills. I mean, you got Stephon Diggs, Kenny Stills, Cole Beasley. I mean, that's a very talented receiver.
I think that is. Is
Cole Beasley going to be back though? Is Cole Beasley going to be back?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I hope
because he was out. Because that's maybe why they got Stills because Beasley was probably going to be out.
Cole Beasley. He's still week to week right now, so maybe not. He did not practice, so he's probably not going to play.
I don't know.
But still,
Stephon Diggs is also injured.
Oh, I just saw that.
What'd you say?
He has an oblique injury.
I remember I had an oblique injury.
He was limited in the team's walkthrough.
Wait, did I? Yeah, I did have an oblique. I mean, but he doesn't need his oblique. He's not a quarterback.
So
He really doesn't. If he gets hit there, I mean, it'll hurt, but
so who knows? I mean,
you
if
don't
Stephon Diggs
gotta
somehow doesn't
throw.
play, yikes.
Oh, it's gonna be the
That'll
coach.
change the whole thing.
It's gonna be the coach show. They're just gonna mop the floor with the Bills. Josh Allen is gonna get exposed.
I mean, yeah, if Stephon Diggs
Yo.
and Cole Beasley doesn't play, they might get fucking fried, honestly.
Yo, that'll be crazy. Then we'll see the actual Josh Allen. But hey, that brings us to another, beside the Seahawks and Rams, a division rivalry game. The Steelers and Browns.
Yes. I think this is probably the most
What is
meaningless game.
The meaningless?
I think this is the most meaningless game of the playoffs.
How?
Because I don't see either of these teams being a title contender at all.
I think the Steelers are a fluke. I don't think they're that good.
Me too.
No,
I think the Steelers are a fluke.
I think their injuries on their defense is the reason why they're
I think the Browns are way too up and down
they lost their linebacker.
to make
Steelers
to
lost
make
their
any.
linebacker, so.
If they had Odell, this would be a completely different story. But they don't have Odell, and the
Odell
offense
wasn't
has
even
been
having that best.
no, but it's Odell. So like, I mean, it's Odell.
Oh.
Come on.
All right.
But I think that this game really doesn't matter, because like, I don't see either of these teams being title contenders right now. So I think that this game is just to see who can lose in the second round. Honestly, in my opinion, I have the Browns because Steelers, I don't trust them because it's Pittsburgh. They've looked weird. I thought they were weird all year, even when they were 11-0. I didn't really have faith in them as a true 11-0 team. I'm going with Cleveland. I'm going with a nice little 26-20 game for Cleveland. And yeah,
if all the seeds pan out, I mean, it'll be Cleveland versus the winner out of the Colts and Bills game.
Yeah, and I think the Bills would obliterate the Browns.
But the
Bills
don't have a great run defense, though.
No, of course. I mean, but they have one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Yeah, but the Browns.
I just don't have faith in the Browns. I don't have faith in the Browns.
I think the Steelers are going to win this matchup, though. I feel like the Steelers are well rested, and not only that, Week 16, the Browns and the Steelers played, and I'm pretty sure the Steelers rested most of their starters.
Yeah,
and the
Browns
Browns
really won. They won by
That's a good point.
They struggled. They struggled to put in.
I was also
team.
thinking that.
So I'm gonna go with the Steelers. That same score that you said, just flip flop.
26-20. Understandable.
I think
honestly, this game doesn't matter.
I really think this ball game can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Division games are so hard to judge because you don't know what team's gonna have a great.
And this is the third time they've played each other.
Yeah, so you never know.
I'm pretty sure they split the series too. I'm gonna go look right now. Sorry.
The Steelers have a good defense too.
They do. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
TJ Watt's gonna have a good game. I see that.
That defense is crazy.
That is. I think that's the only really true part of that team that's like really solid. Other than that, like the offense.
They split the series.
Okay. Yeah.
But they won last week because
So this is the best of three, Monte. You were talking about.
Yeah, man.
Best of three.
This is a tough one. I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. Baker Mayfield's been playing pretty good over the last.
The Browns.
Ever since Odell got hurt, he's been playing really good.
Yeah. I picked the Browns to win. I have no faith in them, honestly.
Steelers are a very questionable team. I'm not gonna lie to you. They lost to the Jags.
Yeah, they lost to the Bengals too.
Yeah, but the Rams lost to the Jets.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. They lost to the Bengals.
I was about to say.
They lost to the Bengals. They're a very questionable team. But the Browns, this is the first time they've been in the playoffs since 2002. So you don't know what kind of playoff team they can be. They could be like the Titans last year, where we didn't expect the Titans to go.
That is true.
That's very
true.
Honestly,
Baker Mayfield, he's played in his share of big games. In college, he was in a big game every year, pretty much. He didn't win them, but he was in them.
Hey, that's college, though. I really think we have to wait and see. But for right now, I'm gonna just go with experience. So I'm gonna go with Big Ben.
That's completely understandable.
Understand that.
So I'm gonna go Steelers. It's gonna be a close game, 23-20.
And I know that I picked the Browns. but I'm just gonna shit on them a little bit because they're so inconsistent. I mean, I completely forgot this happened. They just lost to the Jets. I completely forgot that happened.
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm gonna change my pick because holy shit, this schedule is looking awful. They barely beat. I mean, they got obliterated by Pittsburgh. They beat Cincy by a field goal. They lost to the Raiders 16-6. They beat Houston 10-7. They beat Philly by 5. They beat Jacksonville by 2. They barely beat the Titans. They lost to the Ravens. Then they lost to the Jets. That's a whole games in a row. I skipped the Giants game because they beat us, but it was 20-6. So they really haven't impressed at all.
I mean, they had a pretty close game with Baltimore. I feel like that should mean something. At least
what Baltimore was it though?
That game was insane. No,
Wait,
that
you're talking about the Browns, or you're talking? Oh yeah, you're talking about the Browns.
Baltimore versus the Browns, yeah.
But I mean, Lamar Jackson was out. I feel like if he didn't get hurt, that game wouldn't have been as close as it was.
That game was pretty crazy.
At a point, but
I mean, I think I might just change my pick right now to the Steelers because I just looked at their schedule and the Browns suck. So I'm going Steelers 26-20.
high five.
Let's go.
And last but not least, I think this is the
hardest game.
This is the hardest game. This is the best game of the weekend.
I think
it is King Henry, Mr. 2K Yards versus L Jack, 2019-20 MVP. Titans versus Ravens. Oh man. Oh, this is a juicy one, bro. I don't know.
I have the Tennessee Titans walking away with a victory. I don't know the score yet because I haven't thought about it, but I'll tell you why. And I just discovered this. The Ravens are last in passing yards per game with 186. They are first in rush yards, but they're last in passing yards. And that's not going to work against a Titans team that loves to hop out in front early in games and just run the fucking ball for the rest of the game. Unless that Ravens defense can stop Derrick Henry, I don't think that the Ravens have a chance. And that's a crazy thing to say. But if the Titans just keep running the ball over and over and over again, they're not going to win that game. The Ravens have to figure out a way to stop Derrick Henry. I'm going to go Titans. What am I going to go Titans? I'm going to go Titans 28-24.
Well, how do you stop Derrick Henry? I feel like
I don't know.
You can't stop him. He's unstoppable.
I really have no idea. What happened?
You said
per game.
Oh, you said per game.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're averaging 186 passing yards per game.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I was about to say.
Yeah. Which is bad. That's awful.
I mean, Lamar's 12th in passing touchdowns, but he also put up 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's insane. Lamar's going to have to carry them. And also, Lamar in the playoffs has been not good. He's not been good in the playoffs.
All I'm saying, if he eliminates those turnovers, but has the same game, he had 500 yards of total offense by himself.
Yes, but also that was a lot of that. Let me put some that was a lot of garbage time.
It was garbage time, but they were trying to come back. So I mean,
and that was against the Titans too, right?
Yeah, last year, right? In the playoffs.
So it's a rematch. So I mean, listen, it all comes down to Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson plays like MVP Lamar Jackson, I think they have a pretty good chance to win that game. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I think Derrick Henry and the Titans are simply just going to run the ball every play, hit him with the play action once every 5 plays, get 40 yards, and it's just gonna work. I don't think that the Ravens have much of a chance if they can't stop Derrick Henry, and nobody can stop Derrick Henry.
Nobody.
So 28-24, Tennessee Titans.
If the Ravens want to win this game, I feel like they need to jump out on an early lead.
Yes.
And they can build off of that. But other than that, absolutely. I don't even see that happening because, as I said, I don't think they can stop Derrick Henry.
If you can somehow force the Titans to pass the football, then the game's over. But can they do that? I don't think so because nobody's been able to do that.
Nobody's been able to
passing yards allowed.
What are they?
Baltimore 6 in passing yards allowed.
They do a very good secondary and a very good D line.
And they're 8th in rushing yards allowed.
See, but it's Derrick Henry.
I
so
mean,
don't
just
forget.
based on those, they have the formula to win the game.
Yes, they do
But
have a very good defense.
Derrick Henry is. It's crazy to say, but you got to hold Derrick Henry to 120, 130.
Right.
You can't let he gets 200 yards, he's winning the game. 130 is 130 that's a lot of yards,
Yes.
but
And
they hold
the
him to
Titans
120, they got a
the
chance.
Titans probably have a top 3 offensive line in the NFL easily. That they're at least run
Rushing,
blocking
I
wise.
think, run blocking, yeah.
Yes, run blocking. They have one of the best. They're up there with Cleveland. They have one of the best run blocking offensive lines in the NFL easily.
All right. So let's look at it as a whole perspective. All right, all right. So as a team versus team offensively, Ravens have a better rushing offense than the Titans based on statistics.
Yeah.
Titans have a better passing than the Ravens statistically. Takeaways, Titans have more takeaways than the Ravens, but the Ravens have a higher they're higher ranked in passing yards
Turnover
allowed.
differential.
Passing yards allowed and rushing yards allowed. They're in the top 10 for both categories. The Titans are terrible. They don't get to the quarterback at all. They only have 16, 17 sacks on the year.
Yeah,
That's God terrible. So they don't get to the quarterback. So just based on those, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think it's about time that Lamar Jackson wins a game. I believe in him. He's been playing pretty good. Although he's been getting like 170 yards passing, but he's been putting up 3 touchdowns with him passing.
Yeah.
If I would take that rather than 300 yards passing. I'll take that any day. He doesn't need to go off for 500. All right. So here's the formula for winning for the Ravens. They need to control the clock, just like trying to win any game. You want to control the clock if you're a rushing football team. They got to control the clock. Don't turn the ball over. But if you do turn the ball over maybe once, it's not the end of the world. But you want to make sure you limit your turnovers. Lamar just needs to be consistent with his passing. Accurate. That's it.
Yes.
He doesn't need to go off for 300. Maybe if he goes off for 180 and 3 touchdowns, but he's like 17 for 22, and he has 80 yards rushing with it, and J.K. Dobbins has 80 yards. Edwards has 40. That's a formula for winning right there.
Yeah.
Which I think they can do because that Titans defense is not good at all.
No, they're not.
So therefore,
what's the score?
I'm going to go 30-24.
30-24 for Titans winning?
Titans. I feel like it's going to be a close game for sure.
No, definitely.
I'm gonna say 30-23 Ravens.
Okay. And mine was what? I forgot what mine was already.
Wasn't it 26-20?
No, that was
no,
Steelers.
that was the Steelers.
Oh, it was 28-24. 28-24 was my score. 28-24. Oh, listen, it's gonna be a close game no matter what.
It's gonna be a great game.
Yes.
It's gonna be the best game of this week. I agree with Monte.
Yeah,
Said about that earlier.
It's either that one or the Seahawks and Rams. It's one of those.
Or Bucks football team.
Stop that. It's gonna be bad. But yeah, this is gonna be a close game. But now we move on to a team that's not in the playoffs, in a team that
hate those guys.
Team that's absolutely terrible. This man's Danny's favorite football team, the Eagles. Guys. And the question for the Eagles that's been roaming around all season. Is it time to get rid of Doug Peterson? And why hasn't he gotten fired?
You go first, Danny.
Man, damn.
Man.
I've thought about this all week, to be honest. Matter of fact, I thought about this whole season. I definitely feel like it's a love-hate relationship with Doug Peterson right now. Mostly hate. A lot of questionable decisions in the last year, including the past offseason when they drafted Jalen Hurts over Justin Jefferson. Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was the draft. Yeah, they drafted Justin Jefferson. Yeah. Jalen Hurts over Justin Jefferson.
No, I believe they drafted Jalen Reagor was their first round pick.
Jalen Reagor. Yeah, there you go. But even the
Which
Jalen
is
Hurts
such a
pick was
terrible.
questionable.
I mean, Jalen Rager
So
not a bad receiver. He was not a bad receiver in college, but he's not better
I
than Justin Jefferson.
understand.
You could have had
but
the gritty on your team. Oh my
we could have had
god.
Justin Jefferson on the team. When I think about it all the time, we
Pretty
chose
amazing.
Jalen Rager, man.
Even
Jalen
CeeDee
Rager.
Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb was still available.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not solely
I
his,
really wanted Justin Jefferson.
it's not solely him, it's also the GM too.
Yeah.
It's not like Peterson. I know that for a fact because he doesn't make the decisions for the draft.
He's part of it though. He's part of it, but
He's part of it. He's part of it. But Howie Roseman, that guy, yo,
Take that guy.
that guy needs to
That
go.
guy.
He needs to go. He gave those draft picks for Darius Slay instead of giving them for DeAndre Hopkins or Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, no, that was bad.
Why? I understand at the point cornerbacks were the time of that we needed at the time,
Yeah.
but our cornerbacks were not that bad. Our receiving was
Yes,
so
atrocious.
It
It's
got awful.
terrible.
bad. So many drops. Alshon
Imagine
Jeffries.
Carson Wentz with one good wide receiver. Imagine.
I can't imagine that. I don't think that this is all his fault. It's mental. I think Carson Wentz's problem is it's mental, and it's just that they don't surround him with the right pieces.
And he was sacked the most and he missed 4 games.
Yeah, their offensive line was injured all year.
They really don't have a bad offensive line either. It's
when they're healthy, they're good.
Yeah.
They're bad. The Eagles.
The Eagles.
Oh, okay, all right.
When they're healthy, they're good.
Yeah, but think about this. Carson Wentz was still sacked the most in the NFL, and he missed 4 games.
That is tough.
4 games.
I feel like sacks are also sort of a QB stat at the same time. Not all of them, but some of them are probably his fault.
Yes, but Carson Wentz is pretty elusive in the pocket.
He is.
I think so.
2017.
Ever since he tore his ACL.
Nah, I think
Even the year before, he did pretty good. It's just that he never had help. He did the most he could without help. And now this year, they just wanted him to play hero ball, and that just didn't work out for him. That just does not work out. And then you got Doug Peterson making all these calls when Carson Wentz is playing and not making them when he's making calls that work better with Carson Wentz for Jalen Hurts instead of the other way around. That just does not make sense. It just doesn't.
So look, 2017, the year he could have won MVP if he would have just finished out the season. Well, I think he would have. It was without a doubt.
Yeah,
he was undisputed MVP until
he was 30, he had 3,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 2018, 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,000 yards, missed 5 games. Last year, 2019, they made the playoffs. He went on a crazy streak at the end of the season. 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. In that year, he made history with getting 4,000 yards without one wide receiver going over 500 yards.
That is insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
He's the only quarterback to ever do that. And this year, 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 15 picks, and he sacked 50 times.
Atrocious.
I don't think it's his fault. I think it's Doug Peterson.
Howie Roseman.
Question. Yeah,
it's not just like
you got to surround him with talent.
They don't surround him with nothing.
There has been he's been great with Zach Ertz. He's been great with Zach Ertz.
He's one of the most underrated tight ends in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's so crazy.
He's been great with Zach Ertz. He was okay with Alshon, but I mean, that was his MVP year. How has he done since?
He's regressed.
Yeah. And who do they have? They have a running back.
They have
cool.
Miles Sanders. They drafted him over DK Metcalf. I'm gonna let that sit.
That's probably
he's cool.
But Miles Sanders is
cool. Miles Sanders is cool, but he needs receivers. He needs that line to get fixed. They need to get healthy.
They don't give Miles Sanders enough.
They need that one receiver. They don't have that one receiver.
They could have got that with DeAndre Hopkins or Diggs, but no, they wanted Darius Slay.
I think.
And now they want to get rid of Carson Wentz. It pisses me off.
They signed him from 100.
Easily out the door.
It pisses me off.
They're not going to fire him.
If they don't listen, I don't think they have a choice at this point because all the players have come out and said that they hated the decision to bench Jalen Hurts. The media has come out and said it. Carson Wentz is on the way out. I don't think they have a choice
But Carson
else-
Wentz
or
also
else-
said he didn't want a divorce this past
Or else
season.
next season the Eagles are going to
Carson
be
Wentz-
bad if Doug
He
Peterson.
said he didn't want a divorce with the Eagles, but at the same time,
But at the same time, he feels like he has no choice.
He
Please
has a
understand.
big ass contract though, 128 million for 4 years. That's so hard to like try to ship off somewhere else, and it
is.
makes it really hard. Like I don't think that's the answer. I really love Carson Wentz. I will defend that man. I'll take that man to the grave with me. I'll defend him, but it's just they make it hard for him, and I understand why he's frustrated.
So do you want to keep Carson?
Keep Carson, fire Howie, and get rid of Doug. We need a whole new staff. We need
And get talent.
But then, what do you
Talent.
do with Jalen Hurts though?
I
Trade
trade
him?
Trade him. Trade him.
Trade him.
You know
Get
how
some
much value
value
we have
for him.
right now. We have
Get
hella
some
value
value
right
for
now.
him.
Yes.
Get some value for him.
With the 6 picks that we have right now,
Yep.
Devontae Smith. We need Devontae Smith.
I know one
Come
of
on.
those teams aren't going to be able to draft a quarterback in the first round
Mhm.
because the quarterbacks are so
No team
limited.
is giving up a first round pick for Jalen Hurts.
No, not a first round pick, but I'm pretty sure one of those teams need a quarterback. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They need a quarterback. What's up? You want Jalen Hurts?
I mean, honestly though, there's probably 4 or 5 teams that need a quarterback, and there could easily be 4 or 5 quarterbacks taken in the top 10.
It really gets me
Like,
heated when people
Yes,
start bashing on Carson Wentz, man. Like,
maybe not 5, but there could definitely be 4.
I want
We'll
Mac
talk about the
Jones.
draft some other time.
Patriots.
The Patriots
Yeah.
are not getting a quarterback this year.
I want Mac Jones. We don't
We
have
should
Cam
trade-
Newton anymore.
we should trade Jalen Hurts to the Patriots. That's where he should have went. To be
No, I don't
honest.
want him. I don't want him.
Absolutely not do that.
To be honest, he should have went to the Patriots.
No, I don't want him.
I don't know why,
I don't
but I don't know why
But
you
yeah,
want Mac Jones
Yeah,
over Jalen Hurts.
I think it's time to get rid of Dougie.
Yeah, no, me
I
too.
think
I
it's
think,
time
I
to
think
get
he definitely should be at the door.
Dougie
I
and
think
Howie Roseman.
he's probably already fired. They just haven't broken it yet. I mean, if
I
he's not
understand
fired,
if he was like a head coach like Bill Belichick or Bruce Arians or this man from Philly. God damn it.
Chip Kelly. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. No.
No.
Whoa.
No.
No.
Andy Reid.
Andrew Reid.
If you're one of those, you would say, all right. I mean, a coach could last longer than a quarterback.
He did win a Super Bowl though.
He didn't
That's
win
it.
a Super
He
Bowl.
did win a
That's
Super
it.
Bowl.
I mean,
That's
I feel like
I understand that was our first Super Bowl, but still.
And I mean, but like,
I don't know.
how much blame can you? Although I do think it's time for Doug Peterson to be fired. How much blame can you put on him with all the injuries that have? I mean, the Eagles have been so fucked on injuries for the past 3 or 4 years.
right,
It
but
just
he's
seems like every year everybody's
also
injured.
responsible for
If we
talent.
start-
Getting
If
talent
we
there.
start from 2017, we were still plagued with injuries.
Yeah, so many. I mean, so many. It's hard to blame a coach, even though I do think he should be fired. It's
I
hard
don't
to
know.
put all the blame on him.
I feel like he made a promise to Carson that got him pissed off. That's why like Carson wants to leave.
Maybe.
I don't think
I feel like he
Carson
made
wants
a
to
promise
leave.
to him.
I don't think he wants to
I
leave.
think
I think
that's
he just wants help. Just give him help.
He does. He's probably down terrible right now.
Just give my man help, bro.
He's down all.
I really don't want to see Carson Wentz flourish in another system when he could be flourishing with
I would
us.
love to see that. I would
Yeah,
love
I mean,
to see
if
that
the
flourishing
Patriots get
anywhere else.
some
except
talent, if we get some talent, some receivers, now I'm saying we'll take them off your hands.
If we trade, if Carson,
Take
if
them off your hands.
realistically speaking, if we're gonna trade Carson Wentz, he's going to the Colts, and when he goes to the Colts, he's gonna reunite with his QB coordinator from 2017, Frank Rich. That's golden.
I think that you could easily get a first round pick for Carson Wentz though.
I don't want to trade Carson Wentz.
I feel like
wanna trade Jalen Hurts.
the Patriots. I feel the Patriots
I
should
like the
trade
way
number 13 for Carson
I
Wentz.
like the way you think, Danny, because every Eagles fan that I talk to, it's time to get rid of Carson Wentz. He's bad. He's bad. What?
No, Colts. I mean, Colts would go crazy.
not.
Frank Reich is that
Around
guy.
him. Who's around him?
He's not bad, man. He's not bad. It's just they don't know how to surround people with him.
He should
Every
be
year in the draft,
Be traded to the Jets.
Like,
horrible
get a
picks.
Get
Horrible
a top 10 receiver. You can trade for a top 10 receiver.
They don't want to. They want Darius Slay.
Well, and that's what you
I'm
get.
stuck with that.
That's what you get when you
JJ
have-
Arcega Whiteside, baby. Come on, JJ Arcega Whiteside.
We could have had DK Metcalf. We could have had DK Metcalf. Instead, we get JJ. He only has 2
JJ
receptions
Arcega Whiteside,
in his
baby.
career, 2 touchdowns in his career.
My boy.
That's crazy.
that
But,
guy.
you know
I
that?
can't name one other Eagles receiver.
Nope, I can't either.
It's hard being an Eagles fan right now, it's
Yeah,
hard.
it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
but I'll still wear this jersey to the day I
Okay.
die. We're gonna get better.
Giants fan, too.
But
Eagles to the bowl next year.
No.
well, hopefully. Hopefully the Eagles get better and keep Carson because I believe in Carson. But
I believe in him.
that concludes our podcast. This was a very fun segment. We'll have you on the next episode, Danny. This is very fun. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Zone Podcast.
Also, make sure you subscribe to 101 Watts on YouTube. Brand new episode coming out today.
Fuck him.
Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
I want the wave check. You want to end with the wave check?
Yeah, let me see the wave check.
Dan, if them shits are not spinning, you
I got
cannot
wave 2. I got wave 2 though.
Yeah, bro.
Let me know when y'all ready.
3, 2,
I don't
1.
think Monte.
Woo! It's not glistening. Though. It's not.
What'd you say?
It's not
It's not,
glistening. It's not
it's
glistening.
not shining.
You gotta smack some glitter on it. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching.